Alright, hello. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone the world you all are. It's your Blue Archive Gacha Whale, Imamisime Fish, beginner artist self-proclaimed, and your boy, Tosanyu. Welcome to the art stream for today. So for today I will be doing VTuber fan art again, and with that drawing Airani Iofifteen from Hololive, Indonesia. So my kind of challenge, I don't know if it's a challenge, but my kind of goal of like drawing is like not only to stay consistent, so not getting rusty at all, but also trying to draw every single Hololive member, Holo Pro member, like Hololive, Holo Stars, and since it's kind of like with Imamisime, like this kind of game that a lot of people have been addicted with, and with that like a lot of ID member, I was like thinking, okay, let's draw Yofi in that case, you know. She also like plays, and with that also like kind of, I don't know, like regular, like Arena and like Kaela are like the ones I like see pretty often, but with those other, with like Yofi for example, I see it like every now and then. I like her thumbnails, but yeah. Whatever like the reason is, what about? I do like watching her as well. So I was like not really sure like what kind of way I should like go with her regarding the vibe, but despite like Yofi being looking like cute, you know, and having like bouncy model, looking really energetic, you know, has like all this energy, I think you can be like pretty down bad. This is like what I know. So maybe something like that, I don't know. Gonna like cover the whole face, I would like say. Like not trying the eyes. Might be like the first times. Like in a while. Let's see what I can do there. Actually, do you need to or do I not? Let me think. Like this way? Yeah, no way you can like... Nah. Okay, don't throw the ice, suppose. Okay. It all comes like down to my line strength and everything. Alright. It will be my first time drawing her as well. So it will like take a little bit of a while, but at average I'm like in about 2 hours done. And let's see like how this will go. Then also I kinda like think I streamed that awful hour for like the C pros, I guess. But at the same time, like, you know, schedule wise, some things got like messed up with like some schedule acceleration by some gacha games I like playing. I know like for sure, okay, Mamisube, it will be accelerated, alright, you know, we get like some things like a little bit earlier, so it's like more important to like save for what you really want to pull for. But I also like play Blue Archive, and I'm like kinda like thinking, okay, maybe I will like spend less, and I'm kinda like in this path there, but with like accelerations, like not only banners, you know, like what you need to pull, but also like some in-game events, you know, and if it were like normal, I could like take a break kind of this week from like the competitive kind of events, which are like mostly something like in the sense of like raid battles, total assaults, but this week I can't really take a break. Like spread like my streams a little bit better around, and have it like at kind of reasonable times. Can't really do that since I kinda have to spend the previous days with preparing to like have a good homework on the raids. It's like kind of like a 4-minute raid, and even though it's like kind of a short time, you do need to be precise with your like the order or like what you do. There's like a flowchart. The debuff there, do I shield here, to like wait for some cooldowns to happen, or can I immediately spam? There are like a lot of things to like consider. It's like kind of like, you know, in class when you do your presentation, always like useful to have like something to read off from, right? If you don't have it, then it is like slightly more difficult. Like if you can do it like prior improvisation is like cool, right? But what if you like forget something important, you know? Like how do you like find the punchline, everything? Like a lot of people like need a little bit of reference, even like some little notes or like some pictures, whatever they like use. In the beginning, you know, like regarding presentations, I need something to read off from. I was like thinking, kind of like shy. I felt like I was shy. And actually, when I had like my first presentation, I was so nervous. And I kind of like rattled everything down I had like kind of written down, and some of the example kind of sentences that have been suggested to me, like kind of a flowchart, but I rattled it down, just wanted to let it end quickly. I mean, there are like some of those mock presentations though, where you can like practice in front of the class, I suppose. But when like the actual audience is there, it's like a different vibe, you know? Like reality and expectations are like not always the same. Okay, let's see. If it came like to presentations, not only like not for solo but like group projects, right? I do my best to contribute as much as possible to like those kind of group presentations, but under like the condition that someone else is going to do the presentation. I only like do like the fancy kind of mind maps, wallpaper thingies, you know, and like some pictures, those kind of things that they can like have behind the guy who like does the presentation, you know, who is like in front of the audience, you know, like something to show, something to like visualize. I like to do those kind of things. But I didn't like try to you know, to be the guy. Yeah, I can like be in front of an audience, everything, you know. But this was like at a kind of age where I was pretty young. Like not enough experience. The world's pretty scary. Mom is scared. Get me home. Something like that. But you get used to it actually, or actually like if you kind of like prepare yourself like mentally, I suppose. I don't like know what happened, but I guess like life experience and like life went on, and I kind of like came like to the point that it was like not much of an issue. That I could like do it without anything to read off from. I was like good without. I was even so confident like just soloing the group presentation, the group work myself kind of. You know, group presentation, like teamwork, it's like in the end just like dumping all the work on one person. And then yeah, and I had no problem with that actually. In this kind of time I was like more or less introverted, you know. I didn't really wanted to talk to other people really that much, so I kind of like avoided it as best as I could, you know. If I don't need to, I will not But if people come like towards me, you know, I had like no reason to like reject them, you know. If there's like kind of the scenario where like forcefully put into a group, you know, then I guess that be it, you know. Or if someone talks to me, then okay, then I'm gonna talk back, you know, like back and forth, right? Something like that. But for my own, there would be almost no initiative like around that time. It was not even like a push or pull, you know. I didn't push, I didn't pull really. But if they like push, then I'm gonna push back, something like that, right? And this went like okay. For the most part, I pretend like I'm busy. I read like some book, you know, and then like, oh no, I'm busy. I'm just like practicing like some, like trying to memorize that. Or oh no, this book is interesting. I'm gonna read that, you know, something like that. I was like a bookworm pretty much, and this was like kind of a time where I didn't really had access to internet. And if there were like some games I like, then it's usually like those offline games, you know, like on smartphone. I read like some visual novels on the smartphone or like some arcade kind of games there. But other than that, it's like I resorted mostly to like some reading. And if it's like somewhat related to like a topic that came like in class, then yeah, cool, then all the better, right? Like they say like, wow, like, you know, wisdom, knowledge is power, you know, and it's like, it's pretty much true, pretty much true. Well, you have like... how do I continue? Kinda wanted to go off topic, but let me continue, I would say. Like hobby-wise, when I'm not at home, and there's like break, when it's like time for a break, you know? For the morning, for like... day break, I don't know. I would mostly like read and eat something, sandwich, then and then like read. I sit like at a corner or somewhere like next to the, or like in front of the classroom door, you know, like that I can like quickly exit and quickly like enter, you know, like something like that. I kind of prefer to like sit like close to the door, you know, that I can quickly make an escape or like quickly enter, you know, like in whatever way. Kind of had the advantage. And for the most part it had to be like in front, you know, like pretty like close to the teacher's kind of desk, so that you would like sit in the first row. In cinema they like say that the last row is like the best seats, but like in front it's not. But during a school setting it was always like better to sit in front if you want to like be able to follow the things that the teacher says like a lot easier, right? And I kind of like thought, okay, if you like sit in front, it can help productivity, but at the same time, you know, it seems like, oh, they chose this place because they wanted to learn, you know, so you don't seem to be a slacker if you're like in this position. So and I was like, okay, let me be a good boy, you know, let me sit there, and I kind of like to do that. And those who were like the back rows in the back row really were like, for the most part, they were really like for the most part like slackers and didn't really pay attention at school, you know, and did like a gang a little bit, you know, and just like laze around. And then there would be like the people who like, hey, can I copy your homework? Something like that. You know, like in some anime or like manga, you know, where there's like bullying involved, there would be like those kind of people. But in reality, they don't really, there's not really, there can be like something like that, but at least in the situation I was, it was like not too, not that archetype. They did like the bare minimum, kind of, you know. They were like more interested in like their hobbies rather than like a future school, you know. More like hobbies, probably didn't like really know what to do, but it's good to like save some time, I suppose. Not save some time, but like, you know, like stall. To like stall before they eventually had to go to the world of adults, like working your ass off every day by day. In the meantime, they can like do their best to like get some decent degree, right? Something like that. I think I would do something like that. He's like on her knees, like kind of like yeah, something like that, I would say. I kind of would love to draw it like in like usual. You see on the left side some samples, you know, and usually this is what you can expect, but I guess I'm unable to like draw and give like this kind of energy when they're like, when she's like facing downwards like that. Then maybe like a lot of tears, I don't know. Maybe some blue and then there's like a pool, I don't know. What exactly. But yeah, let me see. This is like really dirty, really like rough. But includes the credit cards since in gacha, you know, it's like luck based. And if you don't like really get what you want, we pull out the credit card. This is like what I love to like put in my thumbnails whenever there's like gacha time. Like the gacha, for gacha, the credit card is like the last resort. At least like it's like, you know, we use like things like PayPal or something like that. Steam, digital wallet, but in a physical form, you know, physical metaphor, yeah, I don't know better. But like, if it's like physical form, really visible, then we kind of like portray it as a credit card, right? It's like the simplest way to understand, okay, my last resort. Let me spend, and then like pulls out the credit card. You can like do a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh memes like in there as well, like for the credit card, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh samples like for the credit card meme. There's also like this one guy, you know, like this one meme where the guy like looks directly into the camera and be like, what the F is that? And then like pulls out the credit card and then bam 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 bam, you know. Or something like that. Like slams the credit card onto the table. Like demand, yeah, you know this meme probably. It's like this kind of energy. Okay, let me draw it more cleanly, and then I'm gonna do it with color. Yeah. Maybe you know, I can like do it like that, and then I'm gonna draw her crying face. I don't know. Ew. I don't know really. But I could draw it probably like that. Like one of the few ways to actually like, draw the funny the faces I usually like to draw. But yeah, regarding like credit cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! There was actually like a YouTuber who did like compilations of that. When he ever did like a gacha session, then he would like cosplay as Yugi. Has like the dual disc, you know, like the thing that you like equip on your arm. And then actually he puts like out some cards. And he does like a really good Yugi impression, be like, Orono-tan, draw! And then, you know, whenever it comes like to the credit card, he would like use like he would like do this Yu-Gi-Oh references, you know. Usually like you have your free-to-play kind of in-game gacha currencies, like for gacha to pull. And also like your life points, like 4,000 life points, like in anime kind of terms. Or like however many pulls are left. And whenever like this was like for Arknights, for example, and when for Arknights like a certain character comes up and then he recognizes this character and like the design that like feed on, then he would like do a reference out like that. Like, oh, catapult turtle! Or something like that. Black magician god! Oh, it's a volcano golem! Something like that. Volcano golem! Black magician god! Something like that. And like in really like Yu-Gi-Oh kind of like Yugi kind of fashion, Yami Yugi. It was like kind of like nice. But every single time it came like to the last resort on like using the credit card, because you couldn't like get your gacha currency or like free pulls, whatever. Then there is like this card called Berserker Soul, right? And it's like kind of like that you draw cards. And if it's like a monster card, then you can ultimately summon them or something. It's like special summon them. Once it's like a trap or like spell card, then I think like it ends. So you can do like kind of a chain combo. And I think you lose like 8 life points every single time you are able to like to special summon the card. And there would be like this kind of scenario, you know, like where Yugi plays against this bug guy, I think Weevil, like localization's Weevil. And then it's like kind of like Berserker Soul, and then like Monster Cardo, Monster Cardo, Monster Cardo, something like that. Where you like draw as many like monsters, or like in gacha kind of terms, like characters in quick succession. And with that also like the life points are like dropping like and it's just like really well done. Even though there was the language barrier, like the emotions, like, you know, they like came through, and it's like it's peak. It's pretty old. The guy does it like from time to time, like with other gacha games, but like the time like I kind of encountered it like with when Arknights was like kind of like the boom. Yeah, this was like kind of nice. And he kind of has like a Dio-ish voice. I don't know, like no, but like in the combination with like the Yugi, you know, impression, this was like kind of like, I don't know. There's like something about it, like some charm. Okay. This would be usually be videos, like nothing like live stream content, but it would be like interesting, you know, like if it is. The only time like where I can remember like you reference and then like Hololive is like with Kanade's debut. Puts like out the flute and then plays like the theme song. That's like really good theme song, I must like say. As iconic as like you say Run, but since like Yu-Gi-Oh is like kind of the OG, you know, like it's pretty old and still recognized, still played, even though like yeah, I know like the current kind of meta is kind of like you know, and and as it goes on it's like still but you know, the memes are like funny and and yeah, this is all like sticking by for it, you know. If it like goes like more in the nerdy kind of aspect, then I'm like out, but as long as like this iconic kind of moments, then yeah, cool, let's go. What do I mean with nerdy, you know? I have like a guy, I have like a friend. He was like for the longest time like my closest friend. Nothing bad happened. But he's like a Yu-Gi-Oh kind of nerd. And he dragged me into it. I think like, yeah, I was kind of like reason too, like it was a little bit of a push and pull, and then we kind of like played regularly every single time like I visited him or like he visited me, you know, be like, hey, let's hang out. And I was like kind of like the outgoing kind of guy, while he's like the one who's like receiving. I was like dishing out and he would like take it, you know. Fujoshis would had like their own terms for it, but you know, but it was kind of like that. And sometimes he would be like, man, Tosan, can you come over? Kind of like, I'm missing you, I'm bored, or something like that, you know. And it was kind of like, okay, let's go. I was bored too. Let's play, you know, something like that. And yeah, and usually it's like, I don't know like how it began, you know. But we would like talk about Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. This was kind of like our topics. And we would play games and everything. And he's like, you know, in my household I don't have many game consoles. I have like really old ones like N64, like back like in the days, and Smash 64, you know, like it's still like really good. Still holds up today, even though it's like old as hell, but the game fun and everything is like still there. And usually I would be like going to him, you know, like visiting him, and then, hey, let's play Wii, let's play your PlayStation, you know, something like that. And like he had it was like something like this relationship. In exchange, we would like play Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, we would like exchange like more into the meta kind of thing. And also we would kind of like role play, kind of like with tabletop kind of games. We do it like on our own kind of tabletop-ish, you know. You could like kind of like call like RPG roleplay, but not really, you know. We use like some Lego figures, like some action figures, you know, that were like there, and then this, depending on the design, like if they look like heroes, if they look evil, if they look like commoners, you know, Pokemon even figures, you know, and when we put them on one side, we put like different factions, and then we try to roleplay, you know, something like that, like a story. I don't know, but we would like do that every single time, like a session, or like ones that like continue like over time, like I don't like no, but it was kind of like fun, you know. Like, okay, I play like the little guy, just have a normal life, but all of a sudden the Fire Nation attack, when the whole life changed. We get like influenced by like things like that we watch on TV or like whatever. And yeah, this was like kind of a play session, and it would like go on for 1 hour, 2 hours, I don't like know. And then maybe play Yu-Gi-Oh afterwards, or like before that, and then we go onto the console and then like game. If the parents were around, of my friend were like around, then we could like maybe play 2 hours. But if they were not around, then let's a little bit of a time skip cheat, you know. I'm gonna set the time of this week at like the date of months ago. Let's play 2 hours and like set it back you know, quickly, like when I know, okay, our understanding will arrive. And then it looks like we just started, you know, something like that. They will play like 4 hours instead of like 2 hours, something like that. And we mostly like play Smash there, or like other multiplayer games. But for Smash, even there we like roleplayed. I don't know, like we did like doubles, you know, and played like against CPUs of different levels. I don't know, Smash has like a lot of like there's a lot of vibes. I don't like subspace emissary, for example, you know. This was like the best part about Smash, like that it has like a story mode that is like peak. We were like pretty young back in the days, you know, like Brawl, that was like 2007. No, we came around, I don't really know, but like it's kind of like early 2010ish, you know, or like before it even. And while it's like hard to like understand words, you know, and everything, like in Smash in Subspace Emissary, you know, like this kind of campaign mode, it didn't really use words. There would be like occasionally, yoo-hoo, let's go, Falcon Punch, you know, something like that. But overall, it's pretty much like a silent movie, you know, no dialogues really. They let action speak louder than words. And this was like, yeah, it was pretty understandable on like how everything goes. Who's good, who's evil, and then there's like character arcs even, like with Lucas, you know, even there, like, okay, this was a spoiler maybe, I don't know, the game is so old, you know, isn't there like a kind of statue kind of thing, you know? But it was like pretty cool. It had like platformers, level design, and it kind of like teach you more or less like how to actually like traverse with certain characters, you know. Okay, Sonic maybe not. Sonic also like comes in there, plays that role. Was kind of like crazy. Like even that like characters like Snake got in, but I was like at the time not really familiar like with the franchises and everything. But I was like thinking, hey, that's cool. With like Metal Gear Solid here. Oh, we have Sonic here, and like Mario was like in 64, Pikachu was 64, Samus, you know, but things like Sonic, I was like not really familiar with that. I didn't really pay attention to it since I didn't really like had the access to like internet, you know. Like back in the days, entertainment was like mostly on TV, like television ads and everything, you know. And like things like Smash came in there, and it's like, yo, we play like Smash 64 all the time, you and me. Maybe you wanna get like Pro, then we can play together. And then he's like, yeah, better, then let's go. And then yeah, we played that. It's kind of like stupid with us, yeah, like back in the days. But well, like good times. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! This was like kind of the reason why I like talking about it. Like nowadays, we don't hang out as often anymore. Like, I haven't interacted with him in years, I suppose. But he has a job, he's healthy, he earns money, he found like hobbies with like D&D. It's like, you know, like kind of groups, campaigns like he already plays, and he's looking forward to like some kind of online game he can like dedicate his life, I don't know, like to. Not a gacha gamer, but I was kind of the reason to like bring him to watching anime as well. You know, like trying to bring people to anime is like kind of like hard, I suppose. Like he and I connected via like Yu-Gi-Oh! Then like via Smash, you know, something like that. And then like, a little bit of role playing, you know, as an exchange. I don't know. But you know, when you like watch some kind of media, you know, there's like the Power Rangers, they're like the heroes, they're the evil guy. And sometimes we do like those mock kind of like scenarios. Okay, I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy, you know. But instead of like actually like hitting each other, we use like figures, you know, like some action figures. And we like do it like that. But maybe it's like kind of dangerous, you know, because we use like objects, and if you swing those, you know, like if you swing objects, leverage, you know, leverage. This can hurt. Oh gosh. Happened a few times, but actually like we never really. No, it can hurt, but it's like nothing where you bleed, where it's like life-threatening at all, then afterwards, oh sorry, then let's not hit too hard, you know, and be more careful next time, something like that. I kind of like brought him into watching anime via like some junk food, like Sword Art Online, because, you know, we both like to game. And then he kind of like got took on it. He's like pretty nerdy kind of friend. And kind of like ask questions. You know? It's like kind of, it's always like doubting things and like sees if it like makes sense, you know? And with Sword Art Online, he kind of like saw that it doesn't make sense with like some things, but kind of like got hooked into it, you know? That it kind of like became more or less his favorite. I don't like know, but he has like, you know, like when I visit him sometimes, wallpapers on his desktop would be like with Kirito and like Asuna. And he's like not much of a, you know, he's a guy, but he doesn't really look at those girls like with lust or anything, you know. He's like not really into that, like many times, kind of like. Well, on the other side, I can be like pretty down bad, you know, but he's like really under control. And me is his closest friend like there, you know. Even there, he would like still stay the same. So, you know, like still like I am a pure Christian man or something like that, you know. I'm pure little boy. I don't know, like, you know, like how you can like say that, but yeah, pure boy, cherry boy. You could like say cherry boy. Like how Japanese people like say. Even when I was like this time, oh man, I think I fell in love with this girl. He's like, and I like, have you anyone you're interested to? No, I don't. I don't have, or something like that. I don't really like know, but yeah. But actually like us goals. No, like we hang out with each other, but I don't really like know. We hang out together. I sometimes help him every now and then. Sometimes if there's like a birthday party, you know, I stay like till the end, like help him with like tidying up. You know, I was like really like close to him, and every single time I'd be like doing a phone call and be like, hey, can I visit you guys? And sometimes the mother would be like, oh yeah, you can, like for sure. And you know, he was like missing you and be like, oh, let's go, you know, I'll come over in a sec, something like that. It's like kind of like nice to have like close friends, but gosh, like nowadays I really don't have a reason to like go over, you know, since like it's not like since COVID, like since this thing, like relationships got like torn apart or something like that. But I don't really have like a bad memory, like the things, but you know, like those connections, you have to really treasure them, I must like say. Like frieren, you know, you hang out of people, like see the date by today, and like it's usual, but when you're not all of a sudden, right? And when it's too late, it's like, yeah, kind of sad. I guess when it's Christmas or like New Year, maybe we're gonna like be like, hey, Merry Christmas or like Happy New Year, something like that. Sometimes I do that with like some online friends. There are like some games or like activities I stopped doing, and there was like kind of an online club or anything. I left that one, but sometimes I do keep contact with like the people like there I like kind of like made friendships with. Even though they're like not real, like not, you know, sometimes like, you know, are like online relationships real, you know? Can they be like genuine? Can you really make true friends there? I had made an experience that you can actually. You can have like actually genuine relationships with them. Like that you can have like true friends there. But it was like just like back in the days. It was like doesn't have any data, like research data, right? Like confirmations. It was kind of like in the open. If this was like kind of like okay. Like actually I can. It's like some people. And it was pretty good, pretty peaceful, not creepy at all. But I wonder, you know, like, if you like watch a person and you look up to them, right? Like maybe like an actor, someone in the entertainment industry, like with movies, series, voice actors, you know. And then you meet them, you know. You know them, but they don't know you, right? How do I approach them? You know? Hey, are you a biggest fan? Can I get autograph? When they do autograph, and then it's like peace out, right? But I don't really want to be remembered as I'm just a fan, you know, and then like ask for autograph. Sometimes I really want to like stick a little bit in their mind and do like leave an impression. I do like those meet and greets for that VTubers sometimes do. Then you have like about 3 or 5 minutes to talk with them. In Japan it would be like those handshake events. And you have like 10 seconds or so. Not much time to like leave an impression, I must like say, but yeah, I suppose. It's like really Japanese with like those limited time events. Hey, if you buy the CD, then you have the chance to like get the handshake event with them, limited item, please buy within a month or a week or so, you know, like those kind of things. And yeah, it does work, but and even though like Japan is like responsible for like some cool things with anime and anything, sometimes I hate it when like some people like copy that kind of formula and then like bring it to the West, and it's like, no, please. It's already like hard enough if the Japanese are like farming us. Don't do it to us. But yeah. And actually Japanese people do farm us. Like I went like you know, like when they're like anime conventions, and then like some JP artists, you know, and everything come like over here, like like in the comic, you know, like the biggest, arguably the biggest, the most famous anime convention, or like doujinshi convention, whatever you may call it, you know, is like comic, like in Japan. It gets referenced like a lot of like anime, like My Dress Up Darling, like Ori no Imoto ga kono ni kawaii wa kekkandai, Ori imo, in short, you know, like some kind of where it's like references like, okay, otaku culture, cosplay, doujinshis, visual novels, game creation, manga, no, I feel like maybe not manga, but you know, anything that has like something to do with otaku culture there, like a little bit closer. Then Comic Cat is like mentioned. Then you see this building maybe, like that is like similar to like football stadium, like just look from the outside. And there the doujinshis would like cost around 500 yen, sometimes 1000 yen, right? It's like $2 or like $4-5, you know. But then they come over to us, and instead of like charging like this amount, it's like, oh, this makes $25 please, or like $30, and then what the hell, they're farming us, man. Also, if you buy this, yeah, you get into, you can like participate in an autograph session with the artist, man. It's like, yeah, you know. With Japanese tactics, you know, like with limited time events, FOMO, it triggers FOMO. When they do that, holy crap, it's expensive. I can buy with $30, like, I don't know, like, it's like worth 3 weeks of like shopping for me. Like each week I do like a shopping for like to like restock my food and everything. Like $10 are like enough for me to survive a week. And now this amount of money that can empower me with that, just for autograph session and like some doujinshi. Oh gosh, but yeah, I did it anyways, you know, I paid the money anyways. With the same thing they do like with gacha. If it were only like in Japanese currency, no issues. But the thing is like language barrier. If you play the game, it's still Japanese, you know, not English already. Maybe it would be reasonable to like whale, it's still Japanese. But once it comes out in global, then they have to adjust the prices, right? And man, even this it does be expensive. That we actually like resort to our credit cards, and it can be painful. Like some people lost like $5,000 or so, right? I'd be like bank have like no money left. There would be like some stories that, yo, my friend, they used like the emergency funds to like put on Furina from Kitchen or something like that. And it's kind of like based, at the same time, yo, this is not good. this relationship is gonna fall apart. I don't know. Oh god, this is so dirty. It does make sense with the hair here. I love it. It does make sense. Alright, I'm yapping too much. I'm not really focusing on like the art. But let's start. Let me actually start. And I think I will like follow the thing that I draw like a little speech bubble and then like draw like a crying face or whatever. Iofi is Irofi, actually. It can be down bad. Like some JP Nikis and like JP members, they call her like Iofi. Instead of Iofi. And one thing that I like found funny, you know, for someone being able to like read like the katakana. There are like two katakanas that look like similar to like letters, you know. The I and the O. They are like they look similar to like katakanas in the Japanese language. The I can be like read as E, and the O can be read as Ro. So it can be read as Iofi or like Erofi. I don't like know if it's because of that, but I just suppose, yeah. You're so damn bad, girl. You're thirsting. Then I call it Erofi or something. So let me do that. There are like some parts I overshot for sure. There are sure some ways to like make it faster. Sometimes it would be like cool, okay, just one mouse click when art is done or so, whatever. But this is not how it works really. I think like a lot of the magic gets like lost. Like, actually you can create an artwork by a click of a button, which is called which is like with AI, you know, like a thing. But it doesn't really like feel special. You didn't really know. You didn't make it. You didn't make it. You can't be like, I made this, you know. I can't really say something like that. Sometimes people say, I made this with AI, you know, they say something like this. But actually it's just like AI who made that, you know. You give a little bit credits to the thing, but yeah. But if, at the same time, you don't really, you know, like AI is losing, like, you know, I think like a lot of people know that AI works in a way that like steals like, it can steal, it like uses like other artists' kind of work as a reference, you know, and then uses like, you know, whatever's like requested to like make that thing like look similar to like the stuff that's like requested, you know. If it's like some kind of anime character, then they probably search like the whole database after what looks familiar, then like generate something like that. And a lot of like mistakes would happen around there, but you know, it's still like, you can still like recognize the character that has been requested. And yeah, it can more or less train the eye, but at the same time, it doesn't really understand. So yeah. But humans do... Well, like artists do understand. Like human artists to understand how things work. But for the most part, like people who use AI are either like unable to draw or like are not good at drawing. If you give like this tool to an actual artist, I'm like sure they can make something that would give a lot of people trouble to like deduce. Is this it? Is this AI or not, you know? But to be honest, if an artist can actually draw something better than the eye by using it, right? There are like some ways to like shortcut, and there was kind of like the idea like early, you know, when it got released. Can we use this to help us, you know, with drawing? But like for the most part, you know, like looking at history, there were some attempts made, but but just unethical, like in the end, since it's like using someone's art for permission, really. Like, did they give you permission to like use their stuff? And then looking at some JP artist kind of Twitter, you know, or like description, like in their artist profile, like whatever social media, there's like mostly like something written with AI, but and then it's like no AI please, something like that, right? With a press of a button, everything done. Yeah. I guess like this kind of thought got translated, but not a good translation. Iofi, I think, yeah. I mean, she's like an art enthusiast. She likes art. But even for her, it gets like hard to like kind of like see. I do know her opinion of like AI art, so yeah. But yeah, to be honest, even though it could be like helpful, the things it like produces are just like not it, you know? Even if it can like produce something of high caliber, I think like there are like some, yeah. I like now the vibes. Like when someone likes drawing, there's like intention. I don't know, like what can use a base hair color. It's like kind of whitish, right? But has like some pinkish like tones. Ugh. In the beginning, I kind of wanted to do like something more sus, suppose, like regarding the art. You know, like Sai unzips pants, something like that. Kind of want to do with like a wallet. Sai unzips wallet, something like that. But it doesn't really translate well, I suppose. Just like thinking, oh, she's wearing overalls, you know. And then she actually is down bad for this to work, but then, It's kind of an ancient meme. But yeah, I think this doesn't work. It would not work that well. Like trying to draw that. Oh, there's a hole. Actually a hole in that. Okay. I mean, like the real thing, like in this palette kind of thing, there's always like a hole. It's just like that you can like put in your thumb and hold it like better. I used that like in arts classes pretty much. Ooh. Overalls. I'm very familiar with those. Maybe not. I don't really wear overalls. Like usually overalls are worn if you like do those kind of jobs of being painter, you know, or if it's like that you are like very oversized, you're like really fat, like a sumo. Not really, not sumo, but there are like some people who have like this body build. And then actually actual trousers is not always like helping. Need like XXXL, you know, something like that. They would like slide down because sometimes you do like lose weight and then the trousers are like not fitting really. When the overall is kind of like a carrying here, you know. that's not really held by the waist, but like by your shoulders, like with the bags, right? It's like hanging onto something that's like higher. If you like slide down those things that like the shoulders are free, then yeah, it's like easy to undress the overalls, like you know, like get rid of that. Something like that. And the ideas of like overalls, I like it. It looks kind of like interesting on Iofi, and that thing being oversized. Slightly oversized. But this is like Yano Mitsuki's genius. Being a genius, kind of. Like knowing what makes a good character design. I don't really know. Sometimes I do know, but at the same time, I don't know. I look at the way she draws the characters and be like, kawaii. But then that's all I can manage to like deduce. That is cute. That's all I can see. And a shame that her cute art is getting like blocked on Twitter. You can't really see it from EU side. It's quite sad, isn't it? I'm not even a Brit. But it does affect like all Europeans. Kind of like ass. That means hard already in Germany. That we can't really like play. We can't really see games that are like age restricted, 18 plus. We can't even play archive. It's like also the thing, like via Steam. Because they like added an age rating, and when there's a game with age rating, you know, like usually when there's like an age restricted game, and there would be like the question capture, please confirm your age or something like that. Like enter your birth date, and then you could like continue. But this wouldn't pop up anymore. This wouldn't pop off any longer. Instead, it's just like, oh, this game is not available in your region. Pero, something like that. And yeah. Now we can't really like get to see that at all. Sometimes there would be like games from publishers I would be like interested in, like from, not publishers, but like from some indie games, you know. Especially like, which are age restricted. But then yeah, I wouldn't get to see them since it's like yeah, blocked. And so yeah, gosh. It's already hard enough that on Twitter is like the thing, seems like the thing. Now on Twitter, And from what I like see, it's not a good idea to like reveal your identity, kind of. For VTubers it's like kind of bad. And I plan to like keep it that way. So yeah. But also like at the same time, it's like also bad generally, like, you know, if you say something, usually you have freedom of speech. In the social media like even more. But like what I heard, you know, is maybe the plan, you know, they say like, okay, it's like for the children, you know, kids shouldn't be like on the internet where things like age-restricted adult stuff can be like thrown to their face. I mean, I understand that, but I think, they shouldn't be like there in the first place, you know? Like, they can't even buy the game, right? Because, like, credit cards, something like that. And credit cards usually are, like, owned by, like, parents or, like, you know, people who work, actually. Yeah, maybe part where they see the credit card, I suppose, but usually good parents would, like, let that happen, right? Would be kind of like, yeah, what are you doing if you like fail your job as a parent, you know? Let that even happen. But yeah, kind of like get to the point, okay, let's do that. And it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I really like the change. You know, you? A success, Germans. But yeah, in other places also kind of like also like we can't really access the other side from Germany, because I don't know, like also the kind of same reason that we can't really confirm our age there, and giving your identity like up, you know, to find access it is also like a good idea. Like when you like say something, you know, something controversial, you know, it's like say oh Hawaii pizzas peak, you know, and then someone can, you know, hey, we hate this guy, he like said something very controversial, X, let's please reveal them, please reveal their identity to us, you know, when they can go to courtroom, whatever, and whatever, because you said the thing on the internet, something like that. And then yeah, it can be like pretty iffy, like when we can't even be safe on the internet like that. I kind of was like thinking, yeah, online meta, you know, and offline meta. A lot of people like offline meta because like face to face, and then you can like see the expression, the facial kind of changes there, like read the room a little bit, you know, like a lot easier with that. You have the visual cues, but online, like everyone has like can like put on a mask, you know, like everyone can choose a username and like profile picture, and then voila, you are like an identity in the internet, but not your actual identity, right? And then yeah, some people can get pretty ruthless if they have like this shield in form of like, you know, username and profile picture. Some even like create like Smurf accounts, right? To be like, okay, there's actually one person who can agree with you, but then all of a sudden they summon like their other old accounts, you know, and use them to like you know, increase the power level of the attack. And then yeah. I kind of like laugh, but yeah, it's like not really great, to be honest. But sometimes I think like, yeah, you have to go so low to kind of like, you know, to try to, you know, prove your point. I think like everyone did that, you know? Everyone has like their Smurf account somewhere, like second account. To be honest, I kind of like know more and more, like with the time when I can say things and when I can't. It's like most of the times like enough if you have like one banger and then like just let it sink in, you know, instead of like trying like wombo combo like into, I don't know, like whatever. Like you need like breaks in between to like make the thing special. Like a cooldown is important. So you reveal like one weird side of you. But if more comes out, oh yeah. Yeah, I kinda have to darken everything with the face. There's not even a face yet, you know. Let me think. Like covering it properly, you know, covering the face properly. It kind of makes sense that it would like make more sense if I make like a more effort with like actually covering like eyes and everything, like making the pony a little bit more like that. I kind of like had to do it before. I knew like I had to do it before. I kind of like chose to like still stick with it. But there's not a weird empty spot, whatever. Kind of looks edgy, to be honest. It's kind of like weird, you know, making edgy people with like white hair. With Sephiroth, you know, from Final Fantasy, it can like work. But you know, like edgy, like being emo, you know? Emo kid. Maybe like long pony. Covering the face, or like half of the face, whatever. When they like wear an eye patch or whatever, right? Be like, why are you wearing your eye patch? Are you hurt? No, I have a power shield there. You don't know how it happens. If this power gets out, my eyes paining. It's vibrating. The power. It's playing too much. Judgment light. Yeah, I think like, yeah, can't really think of anything emo or chuni like with white hair characters, to be honest. Like even VTubing, nothing really. Bibu maybe, but at the same time, not really. And Bibu's like more pinkish. Could kinda like make the argument it's like, yeah. But also nah. Like, if I think about anime. Okay, there was maybe something. Ari Fureta, right? Guy with like black hair and then the hair turns out white. Same like Ken Kaneki. Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah, maybe okay, maybe that's like something like. What's with this theme, you know, where black hat characters, you know, begin to have like white hair? Ah, what's with that? What's up with that? You know, like it kind of had like to do with like that the hair is like dying, right? It's like kind of like with age. They lose on color. Can be a rapid shift of like age, rapid growth, rapid passing of age. You're not really dead, but your hair is, you know. Kind of like used in storytelling, I suppose. At the same time, it's like more of like, yeah, making me more cooler, you know, this kind of vibe. And for artists, a lot of like reasons, you know, why they draw is like, looks better, I think, you know, it's like more cooler like that, isn't it? And then yeah. Okay, let's add like the color splashes, you know. I like that about her design. That she has all those random colors around today. But I don't do it random, like I follow like the reference for that. Yeah, it's nothing like fun and like derpy with this art. But yeah, no, when I started something, I'm not gonna quit there. Alright. Gonna finish what I started. One is like, even when I was a kid, like in the days, I still like kind of I followed this kind of motto of mine. I'm so deep in, I can't back it down now. I would actually like finish the things, like try my best, at the very least. There would be rarely like times where I like wouldn't like finish something, like tasks, series or so. I think the first time it ever like broke that stroke is like when it came like to watching anime and like actually have internet accessible, you know, that I had like kind of like the luxury on like, okay, I can stop watching that, I can stop watching this, you know. But back in days, you know, the things of like entertainment were like limited to me. So I kind of like, yeah, had to kind of like salvage every kind of moment, you know. Like you buy like a game in a store, it's like 30-40 bucks, you know. And then you get like out of that a lot of playtime out of it, you know, like 24 hours, 38 hours left of playtime. It's like a good deal, you know, like a lot of entertainment with like replay availability or something like that. And I like that, you know. But now that you know, when I had like when I began to have like internet, well, more access to that at the very least, man. Also, hello, best. How to read it? Best on Epic? best on Epic. Alright. Hello and welcome to the stream. And thank you for leaving a like, I suppose. The first like? I'm not really sure, but let's go! I'm trying Airani Iofifteen, Iofi from Hololive Indonesia right now. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, back in the days, I did value it like, you know, every kind of product, like a lot more. I like received. Every kind of game I like, we're like able to borrow or like get as a gift, you know. If it vibe with me, of course. But once I like run out of the good games, then I'm gonna play like some of the trashy games, I suppose. And yeah, it was kind of like that. But now that things are live service, you know, man, you can't really finish the game. You're gonna keep playing, playing. You don't run out of content, really. There will be more once you're done. It's free? Free to play? What are the... Let's go! But what is that? Microtransactions? Gacha? Luck dependent? Yeah? And then, yeah, sometimes you do get tempted. Oh gosh, I failed. I did get what I wanted. Do I pay now for like more pulls, you know? I was kinda lucky back in the days. Even though I had like all of a sudden like more access to entertainment. The money was managed by my parents back in the days. I didn't really want to explain what like some of those purchases like were, like what, for what reason I did like some of those purchases. So I simply didn't buy or came up with a really good explanation. But for the most part I didn't do any purchases. Impulsive purchases. Not at all. And if I did, then maybe collecting like PET bottles, trading them for money, like in the supermarket, and then buy with that money like Google Play gift cards or whatever to like gacha in the mobile game, right? The gacha game. That's like usually mobile. There would also be some surveys you can participate in, and once you complete them, you receive some points. And if you get a decent amount of points, you can trade them in against like products, gifts, cards, you know. And for the most part, I chose like gift cards for that. Can be of Steam, can be of Amazon, can be of Google Play. Mostly it was like Amazon only. Few pages actually like paid you on cash of like PayPal, something like that. And I kinda like abused that, you know. I had a lot of free time, you know. Didn't really had like streaming, I didn't really focus on art back then days, I suppose. And doing surveys like daily was like something I did, and I kinda like earned like about 20 to 50 around like every month extra. It's like not much really, to be honest, but you know, like to the salary, like a little bit of a bonus. Not so bad, you know. Then you can always like put away like 20 to 50 bucks to the side to like for eventual future like purchases, you know. And in the 10 months or like in a year, it can be like a lot, you know. Have like 220, 240 bucks, you know, to like spend on something. You can like buy 3 Nintendo Switch 2 games for that, you know. Think about that, you know. Or like you know, like for few 10 pulls, you know, in a gacha game. Like kind of the evaluation. It's kind of like crazy that like in some games there's like some controversy with like skin gacha, you know. And to be honest, I don't really like, I'm not much into like skin, you know, skins things for the games. But with God's Frontline 2, I kind of like heard they do like a gacha for that. And it's like, okay, 250 bucks for a chance of getting us getting the skin gacha, you know, getting a skin. And with the same money you can like buy like 3 Nintendo Switch 2 games for like 80 bucks, right? Like very expensive. Like back in the days, okay, 30 to 40 bucks, maybe like 60, you know. But man, games are getting more and more expensive. I know there's like inflation and everything, but it's like, yeah. Not gonna buy it anyways, right? I think like I'd buy the Switch 2 when there's like Smash for it. When there's Smash on it. Like a lot of people are like downplaying Smash. Can convince many people to like play Smash. Okay, let me see. To the color palette, I can like add like a little more details before I start off with like color depth and everything. They say like sometimes like everything, you know, like this and that, like in a sense. But if I were like speaking German, I would like say like some slangs like Gedöns and such. Usually not what I like use in every day, but sometimes, you know, if I'm like by myself or like with people, then yeah, I like to use like some slangs, you know. But to be honest, I don't really like stream in German. Well, I can find an audience there, you know. I want to train like my English, to be honest. English is like a language like almost everyone in the world speaks. So would be like nice if you can like be like para in it, you know, like fluent, right? It was still added. Okay, let's add some color depth. And then after that, few little effects I know like from manga. I forgot something. Okay. Let me see. This perspective. I forgot something. Okay, I can edit later. Focus on what I started for now. I think I activate this one. I can like see where I go like overshoot like a little bit too much. Yeah, I'm gonna add shadow later. While here. Focus on what's important. This should be a credit card. But with like some editing you can like make it like, you know, you wear like shots in soccer, you know, as the referee and be like, yo, you bastard. And then raises like slowly the yellow card. Right? At the same time, you know, this is a cute girl, actually. Iofi, when you look at her, she's a cute girl. She looks like a cute girl. There's somewhere it doesn't seem like right to like, be like rough with a cute girl, right? Okay, with some of them maybe it's like more... Okay, yeah, no, fair. I don't really know with her, like, rather than like say, I don't really know, I would say, he does not deserve that. From like what I know from her. There's like a lot of good things. And actually, Iofi is like one of the main reasons why I like continue drawing, to be honest. Like I watched one of her art streams back in the days. And to be honest, like the way, the order in which I like draw, and then like color and everything, like the steps. I have them from Iofi actually, kind of, you know? Like start off with line art, and then like color. And she does like, I kind of like do the same, I don't like know. Maybe it's like traditional, you know, but kind of learned it from her. At some point I kind of like, okay, I kind of like bent out of trying, and then like Ina came, you know? Like, it's a combination like Ina and like Iofi that really brought me like fully back with like into like with the arts journey, like with drawing in general. And I'm like grateful for that. Kanshashimasu. Thank you. But yeah, while I like drew a lot of Ina fan art back in the days, I didn't really consider trying Iofi, so this is my first time here, like, for like drawing her. And I hope it can be like somewhat okay. It has like some aura already. I will add more to that. The last resort, and got just the credit card. And then do like those effects. I forgot something. Sorry. That. They're like stripes. Black stripes. I would have been fine to like not draw them, you know. In chibi art you like simplify things. But yeah, let's not forget things. This would be better. then white dots. I think you call them polka dots? I'm not really sure. Okay, interesting. Blue and yeah. There's a little bit of blue, there's a little bit of red, there's a little bit of violet. If you mix like blue and red, then it turns like into violet. Interesting, you know? Like playing with colors. While it's like in the hair and everything. Yanomitsuki sensei is a genius. The whole vibe is like so playful. It's a really good design. I like her artist. I like Yanomitsuki sensei's art. To be honest, I should follow more. Like not only looking at the art to be like, oh wow, but also like try to find out more out like about the artists, you know, like how do they tick, right? Like we know, for example, like Fujimura sensei, like Chainsaw Man mangaka, is kind of crazy. Like has some problems, obviously. But sometimes like those kind of problems they have make their art, make them as a person like so special. Like people like draw from a life experience. They like tell stories and everything. There's also like look behind. Ina talk about that. Could resonate as an artist with that, like, and scary. Like things like that art destroys the artist, you know? That creative people burn out because they create. Which is kind of weird. But I kind of like see that, like the burnout thing. You get better, but then also like our expectations kind of like grow. I haven't like watched a movie yet, to be honest. Look back. But I heard like some quotes. And be like, yeah, this is kind of true. The movie has been also like been beautifully made. I look forward to watching it, but also like keep my expectations low. Okay. And then like some a little bit darker. Same time, what about this? Then yeah, I have to like play around with the colors a little bit more. Do I add that? I was like planning on like trying a little face on there. Like speech bubble and little face, but I kinda get creative. Usually I take about 2 hours. We're like almost 2 hours in. And I would be like done if I just like quitted that here. Man. Kinda like wanted to add more. Idea was like now, like my usual idea. My idea was like, okay, here a little bubble, and here a little face. Like, I had to spend now. And yeah. And like tear shedding, or like just like sobbing face. He like, yeah. Whoa. And yeah, I have to spend. But I think if I don't like add anything of that kind of manner, I can make it more badass. I kind of want to try it badass, but let me like look how I did that in the days. I have like a little bit of a guide on like with like lighting technique. This is like kind of my main kind of technique if it comes to lighting, but I need always like to check that. And usually if I do like digital art streams, I'm like done in 2 hours, but with that little extra it takes like about 10 extra minutes, I suppose. Let me see, I need to like check it out first. Where did I hide it? I think here? I did pin it? Yes, there. I've had it. Okay. Okay, ikimashou. Let's make it more badass. Usually I don't always do that, but sometimes if like the vibe of the picture like allows for that, why not? Why not? I'm gonna hide that for now. So this gets like a little bit easier to with the rest. And then like cut out the things where I don't need it. Focus. Not that too much pain. Ba 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 ba. And then like something warm, a warmer color. We're gonna play around with the lights. Like since there's like this here. Man, when was the last time when I used like lighting effects? 1 year? 1 year ago. One year ago or so. Gosh. But yeah, makes sense. Amazing stream. Is that so? I think like I was not talking for a little bit, even though it might be like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, I don't know. But yeah, I guess like I log in for now. I don't know. Hello Christian, welcome to the stream. I'm like trying Airani Iofifteen, Yofi from Hololive, Indonesia. Welcome, welcome. I'm like almost done. I actually was like done, but I was like thinking, I kind of want to make it more badass. Let me add like some lighting effects, you know? So we take like about 10 extra minutes, I think, like roughly. But usually I take like about 2 hours or so? Yeah, about 2 hours with like trying. So I can like think like I'm good in time. I like your model. Hey, thank you. It's great, right? What do you like about it? I don't know, every single time when it comes like to this kind of lighting process. The last time I like used it was like actually 1 year ago, but I really start to fall silent once I get like into this part. Actually using that. It's the only like lighting technique I like know, to be honest. But gonna use your strengths, you know, right? Play to your strengths. Okay, and then the last step would be, yeah. Forgot. This looks like this. Like this. Forgot to add that, yeah. Like actually adding some lighting, making it like more badass all of a sudden. This was like what like those random scribbles in the beginning were. Oh gosh. Alright, alright. I think here too, yes, there. Actually let's light up the whole entire area here. A little bit here. There, yeah, why not? And then much it where I don't need it that much. To be honest, this looks like good already. Alright. Delete it where I don't need it. Usually I do make a dump in everything, but I don't know. Okay, the last step is... Okay, let me see. How does it look like without... Yeah, I think I need a dark background for that. Maybe not this, but actually maybe something darker. Maybe something grey. Maybe look into that. Something greyish. Maybe something darker. Yeah, oh gosh. Okay, yeah, this can work out. With or without. But I keep it like for now so that's easier to like see. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I like only talk about art when I like when I'm like logged in. I sometimes mention that, but you know, why not? The thing is like if you go into art stream, sometimes the guy is like only talking about art, nothing else. I talked like about other stuff like before, to be honest, before. But now that I kind of like feel logged in, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I can't keep it in. But for the most part, it's just like your thoughts they get outside. You're like able to like let them out. It's like loud thoughts in a sense, right? You kind of like keep track on like what you're doing right now. The mental notes, but like saying that out loud. Sometimes it helps with like memorizing. I think like when I do like learn, or if I listen to a song, you know, sometimes you sing along, sometimes I sing along. It helps me like memorizing that. Holy crap, this looks more bad since. But yeah, like saying things out loud, it does help you. Like keeping track of what you do, or like just like trying to memorize something. And when I was like... Usually I don't really say that out loud if I like with other people. Like in school, you know, classroom. Everyone would hear me, even if I try to be like as silent as possible. But to be honest, I have a really silent voice, to be honest. You don't really hear it on stream since I like microphone settings and everything, but my voice is actually like not that loud. A silent voice. I have to like shout or like get closer to them. It's kind of like ASMR. We have to get close. This is kind of bad, yeah. I kind of like laugh, but it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. Now add those little things back. Why don't I add those things there as well? But yeah, if I like listen to new songs, if I listen to music, I would like actually like sing along, to be honest. And sometimes I'm like, but I'm like pretty silent if I like sing along. But to be honest, if you like do it like silently, it does like strain to a small like, strain on your voice, you know. You speak like loud and clearly, to the best of your abilities. Then you don't really strain your voice. It does put a more tone on your voice if you like be like, you know, try to be like silent. So like most of the times I do have to recover my voice. I do have to recover. So there are like a lot of periods where I like don't talk or like avoid talking as much as possible and just like use sign language, you know, like thumbs up or like the okay hand, you know, something like that. Or like nodding, like head shaking, you know, something like that. But yeah, the consequences of my own actions, like forcing myself, like to do it like that. Alright. Looks good, right? Ii ne, ii desu yo ne. Usually something on the left side, you know, the things on this left side, the samples. This is what you usually can expect from me, but sometimes I have like those moments where I'm like, oh gosh, this looks kind of like good already, you know, that I could like make it more extra. You know, like last resort is like the credit card in gacha. So, so why not make it like that, you know, like actual. I could maybe do more, but I think that's good enough, you know, like it was just 10 extra minutes to like do the lighting. And yeah, I like the lighting, cool. Then I did a great job there, if you like it, fantastic. That will be all for today. I think I uploaded today. Yeah, why not? I will upload it today. This will be all for today. But I will do like next week also like our art stream, like usually every week one art stream minimum. So you can look forward to that. And since I have like kind of the goal drawing every single Holo Pro member, so Hololive and Holostars, yeah, you can like expect something there. Since there's like this Musume train still going on and a lot of ID members are playing it, since I'm like with ID, let me try Anya next week. If I draw her next week, I've drawn every single Hololive Indonesia member. So, gonna do that. And then after that, gonna like look at the current trends, you know. But usually my goal is like to try everyone, so this is like what you can expect. In any case, thank you for watching. Have a nice rest of your day, evening, a good night, whatever times on the world you all are. And with that, I'm gonna say bye bye.